Yo, I'm not even wearing highlighter. This glow is from within. Yo, 2020, we ain't playing. Whatever you are, beautiful people, welcome back to my channel. My name is Etago, and today I'm gonna start the series for stories from my passport. So I did a poll on Instagram where 99.99% of the people said that they wanted to hear stories from my passport stamps. I thought of this when I was renewing my passport, and I pretty much had, I think, only 2 pages left in my old passport, and I was like, I have like almost a 0 from all of these places that I have gone to. Like, I have not 0, but like I haven't talked anything about most of them, maybe like 90% of them, and there's really some amazing stories, some sad, some juicy, some like, girl, what did you do? Is that you again, you Christian girl? Yeah, so I wanted to start this segment and just talk a little bit about all of that stuff. I'm gonna start with the very first passport stamp that I got. So let me set a precedent here. I never left Kenya, that never traveled, never gone to any other country until 2013, when I left here to go to Berkeley and start my university education. So that was the very first time I left the country. That's 2013. Between 2013 and last year, 2019, I think I've been to maybe like 13 to 15 countries, maybe. I can't remember how many, but I've also like traveled around cities and all that stuff. So maybe this is gonna be about 13 episodes, I'm guessing, some longer, some shorter. I think the US will probably have a lot, because that place scarred me.
Who hurt you?
But anyway, I want to talk about the very first stamp that I got. This is when I was going to the US, and I was so fresh-faced and so happy, and to me the US was like High School Musical. We're like, you're just walking to class and then all of a sudden we're all in this together once we know. It's a lie. It's a damn lie. Because there was nothing like High School Musical. Never once did people do a flash. Okay, we did a flash mob at some point. So I'll start with like my expectations going to the US. Just I'll gloss over it. Like, yeah, I thought it was like High School Musical. I always really wanted to go to the US for my education, not to stay. I don't know. If God says I go stay there, we'll have to settle that. But I just really wanted to go to the US for school. So even when I was in high school, I kept thinking, I really want to go to this place, I really want to go to this place, but that never happened. And then I got into Berkeley, I got a full scholarship, and I got a stipend with my scholarship, so it was amazing. I mean, like, yo guys, I was a trust fund baby for 4 good years, and I'm just like, I just want someone to take care of me, like. So initially when I got to the US, I was very, like, you know, wide-eyed, expectant. If you know like about this cycle of culture shock, there's always that like very first phase where you're positive, everything's amazing, you're looking, you're like, oh my gosh, this really tall buildings, oh my gosh, the train works here, oh my gosh, like people stop when the traffic lights say stop, oh Lord Jesus, like what is this place, you know? So that was me the very first couple of weeks, but I remember when I was I took the train from San Francisco International Airport to Berkeley, which is like maybe a 40-minute ride, I was just wondering, okay, so there's the Beverly Hills that the US has showed us, which that's like far from reality about how the rest oh gosh of the US looks like. Oh god, I'm doing really great on this YouTubing thing. Yeah, so I really, so in between San Francisco and Berkeley, you get to see some of the poverty that exists in the US. I think that was actually my first rude like culture shock. I was just like, wait, why are there like old looking houses? This is not the US that I've seen in the media, which is, I mean, I'm not going to get into that, that's a whole topic by itself. But yeah, you don't see the homelessness, you don't see like the poverty, you don't see the dilapidated structures. So when you don't see that, you think, oh, the US is this land flowing with milk and honey, where the grass is greener, but they just happen to have a very high water bill because they water their lawns. And I get there and I'm just like, okay, I ain't used to this, but it's fine, I don't care. Anyway, I'm in the US. So I start school, my first semester, I think like overall, I'm just going to talk about my first year, and maybe I'll show like some of the photos from my first year. So my first semester, like I joined an Asian church, which was amazing. We did all these trips around California. We went to Lake Tahoe. It's beautiful up there. We explored like a lot of places in San Francisco together with like play games, all of this like in a safe space of Christian brothers and sisters, which was amazing. And it was nice to have some form of community. Especially that first couple of days, first couple of weeks, even, and months, when you know nobody, like zero. I knew no one. So there was this running joke, because like Berkeley has very few black people. Like if you see your people, you're like, hey, what's up, black person? I see you, you made it, you bit the system, I see you. So there was always that, like, you know, we made it, y'all. And then it even got better when you met your African people. I think actually life became a little bit better when I got like my African people, because they just got me. I think one of the negative culture shocks that I had, because generally I think I'm a funny person, okay. That's like very subjective, but okay, my funny things come out in sarcasm, and people just were not getting my sarcasm. They would be like, why are you so mean? Like, why are you responding like that? Like, why would you say that? I'm just like, it's okay, let me touch my 5 head. Yeah, so it was one of those things where you really, I don't know, people just didn't get my sarcasm. I started retreating. I started becoming very introverted. But thank God for my African people who have been raised in a household where your grandmother, your great-grandmother will be sarcastic to you. You'll be like asking stupid questions. They'll be like, are you, oh, grandma, is that you? Are you eating? My child, no, I am not eating. I am swimming in the ocean. Like, grandma, you know, like that's how we've been raised. So it was really nice to have my African people. I joined an African dance group. Did we do this in first year, in second year? I can't remember, but like, and it was like really nice having my community. So that helped with that like side of me where I really found it hard to socialize. Another thing is, okay, so my roomie thought that I was lesbian, but I can't blame her, because on my Facebook, my best friend and I, Angie, you've seen her probably in the best friend tag video, I told Angie, we've been spending so much time together. This was like maybe in June, before I leave in August. We've been spending so much time together. Let's change our Facebook relationship status to be in a domestic partnership. Lo and behold, me, I didn't really think anything about it. Sip steam. So I really didn't think anything about it. But when I got to Berkeley, my roommate goes like, this was maybe like the first or the second day I had gotten to the US, and she was like, Itago, I have a question. Please don't take it in any way, because you see, okay, there's a lot of sensitivity around like LGBTQ community and like stigmatization of people. So she was very like kind. She was like, don't take it in a wrong way or anything, but I just wanted to know, like, are you lesbian? I literally burst out laughing. Did you just look at me and like decide that? And she was like, oh, your Facebook page. I was like, oh yeah, nah, that's not what I meant when I said that. And then I was like, but even if I was lesbian, you're not my type. I love you, Jonah. I love you so much. But we went on to have like the most amazing year. She made my first year in school really good. I spent, I think my first Thanksgiving I spent at their home and ate so much Filipino food. Oh my gosh, I still think about all like the amazing foods your mom cooks. Like, I just want to come back and live with your mother because she makes amazing food. Yeah, and it was really nice just having a person who, like, we could relate well, you know. We would do crazy stuff in the room, like we'd study together, we'd go twerk in swimming pools. I've been naughty. Yeah, so that really made my first year better, because I think when you're transitioning from a place you don't know to a place from a place you know to a place you don't know, it's really hard, emotionally, physically, like everything. But yeah, so that first week is orientation. When I left Kenya, I had carried $500 with me, which was a lot of money in Kenya. Because I was like, 50,000 shillings, 50,000 is a lot. This is like money I had saved up, working at Equity Bank for like 1.5 years. So I was like, this is, at least this will take me somehow, that I'll be able to settle in the US where possible. I can buy stuff. And then the very first week I need to go buy a phone so I can tell my family I got to the US safe. So I think the second day I go to T-Mobile and I start looking at their phones. Who, lo and behold, $350, CG $400. I'm like, Abina, this phone does not have the capability of Infinix. Why is it 35,000 shillings? Like, what is that going on? Like, can someone just ship me that phone that I used to ignore, that Samsung, those phones that I used to ignore? Because like, I was really shocked that it was that expensive. But anyway, I bought my very first phone in the US for like $380, which meant that I was left with like $120. Am I calculating that correctly? Yes, 120 bucks. So I buy a phone, I subscribed to T-Mobile, which was like hella expensive. Eventually I got to know like there's cheaper options for tariffs, because I was paying like 50 bucks a month. And that's a lot for a student without sponsors, okay? Okay, not without sponsors, because like MasterCard Foundation was my sponsor. But like without, I didn't have an income, let's just say that. I didn't have a steady income. So anyway, I bought a phone for $350, and then I remember that first week of orientation, there are friends I made that I never ever saw again. Like, I don't know, they literally just like disappeared into Berkeley. So I remember there was this Asian kid, I think he was from China, who got like really good friends those first 3 days of orientation for international students. So I was like, and then he was like, I'm going to the bank to open an account. And then I say, cool, I also need to open an account. So he opened the account that day, and then I think I couldn't then because I didn't have some documents. So he opened the account, like let's say on a Monday, I went the next day to open the account. And then so while I'm waiting in line to open the account, the guy, I opened the account but I didn't deposit money into it. So when I had gone to deposit money, I think to open an account you need like $20 or $25, which is fine because I had $120 left. So I don't want to like I don't have that much money. So so I go to Bank of America and I'm like queuing to deposit this money, and then I see my Asian friend, and then I say, okay, and he comes to me and he's like, hi Tago, what are you doing in the line? I'm like, oh, I need to deposit cash into my account because I opened it and they told me I need to deposit money. And then he said, you can do that in the ATM. This is like, okay, so in Kenya, not many ATMs at that point had like the function for depositing at the ATM. So I was like, what? Really? Oh my gosh, technology. And he said, yeah. I'm like, I deposited $5,000 yesterday at the ATM. How much are you depositing? And I was just like, $25. Huh? $25. Oh, $25. Oh, well, you can deposit that from the ATM. Are you? He looked at me like this first. You're depositing $25? And I was just like, yeah, that's the minimum requirement that's needed. Like I don't know, like I think that's my first time that I came into contact with like rich Asian kids, like the ones you see on Instagram and like YouTube and those. I was just like, yo, it's probably like, who is this poor child from Africa? We need to feed her. Anyway, I went, he showed me how to deposit my $25 in the ATM, and then I never saw him again for the 4 years I was in Berkeley. Don't ask me why. I think I know why, but I'm not gonna tarnish his name at all because he was such a beautiful soul for the 3 days that we knew each other until I had to deposit money in my ATM. The end. Bye. Like, subscribe, share, all that good stuff, because like I need to start getting paid in 2020. Okay. What?
No, you're not.
What am I?
You're not.
No, what am I?
You're awesome.
And?
Beautiful.
And?